So far, we have assumed that the firm attempts to maximize profit. This was our assumption, that the firm's objective is to maximize profit. And in fact, this is one of the main assumptions of economic theory. We always believe we base the whole theory on the assumption that firms want to earn the highest possible profit. This is reasonably close approximation to reality. However, in fact, this is not always the case. In real life, some firms sometimes can prefer to pursue other objectives, other goals. For example, one alternative objective could be to increase revenue, to maximize sales revenue rather than profit. Why this could be the case? Maybe because some managers' salaries and bonuses are tied to their turnover rather than profit. So in order to earn this bonus, they will try to push for higher sales, even at the cost of lower profit, because this is in their personal interests. And in this case, when a firm decides to maximize sales revenue, it will make a different decision. It will decide to produce a different level of output and will charge a different price level, which will be suboptimal from the profit maximization point of view. But this is what they choose to do. And in this case, they will choose a point where total revenue curve is maximized and where marginal revenue is equal to 0, which will look differently on a graph. Let's have a look. This is the graph which we've had already at a previous lecture, and here on this graph we can see that maximum profit is achieved at the point where the distance between total revenue and total cost is maximized, and this is exactly the area where marginal revenue is equal to marginal cost. In this case, the firm should operate at 30 units of output if it wants to maximize profit. So 30 units of output is the output level that maximizes profit, which generates us the highest possible profit. If the firm decides to pursue an objective of total revenue maximization, it will operate at this point. Let's call this point A, for example. And in this case, it will choose to produce a different level of output, let's say 36 units. So this would be the output that maximizes revenue. Firm produces too much at point A. It maximizes revenue, but its profit will be lower. It will be shown by this blue area, which is smaller compared to the original profit which we've made if we've made a decision according to profit maximization rule. This is one of the alternative options. The firm can pursue some other objectives as well. For example, it can try to produce maximum level of output. For example, it starts a new business, it introduces a new product to the market, and it wants to capture the biggest possible market share. So it wants to flood the market with its products in order to attract loyal customers, hoping to earn profit in some other areas possibly or at a later date. In this case, it will try to produce the maximum level of output which ensures non-loss-making production. In other words, it will operate at a break-even point where its total revenue is equal to its total cost. Let's have a look at how it will look like on a graph. If it wants to maximize its output, it will operate at point B. This is the point where total revenue just crosses total cost, our second break-even point. At point B, the firm is not making any losses, it's just covering its costs, but it produces the maximum possible level of output which it can make. So in this case, it will be, let's say, 46 or 47 units of output. So this will be maximum output that maximizes its production level if it's necessary for the company based on its current objectives. And sometimes the firm can pursue yet another objective of cost minimization. Cost minimization is not the same as profit maximization. The firm, in this case, will choose a level of output at the point where its average cost is minimized, and it will not always coincide with the point where profit is maximized. Cost minimization is not the same as profit maximization. Lower cost definitely helps you to earn higher profit per unit, but it does not guarantee that you produce the optimal amount of units. Sometimes a firm can choose yet another way, another route, and can operate in the market differently because the manager tries to generate best possible benefit for himself because of own status or job security. He is making choices, making decisions in order to maximize own status within the company, within the organization, sometimes ignoring profitability or market share for this particular organization, for this company. In any case, if the organization is ignoring profit maximization for a long period of time, it's unlikely to survive. If the company does not operate at the most profitable levels of output, it's likely to suffer and just give up to competition. It's unlikely to survive. So strictly speaking, in the long run, we can assume that all companies will try to pursue highest possible profit strategy, and they will operate at a point where their marginal revenue equals to marginal cost. And this will be true for all types of market, and this is what we will cover in the next video lesson.
What I also would like to add is that all of these objectives which we've discussed today in this video lesson, profit maximization, revenue maximization, loss minimization, and so on, are all economic objectives of the company. In the finance part of the module in November-December, we will look at corporate objectives from a slightly different angle, and then we will discuss how the company can in fact attempt to maximize shareholders' value rather than profit. We'll come back to this later, but just for now, be aware that financial and economic objectives of the company can be different.